Welcome to Sri Sathya Sai Educare. This is an orientation for parents of all children registered in a Sri Sathya Sai Global Council Center. In this video, you will learn about the origins of the program. You will understand the meaning behind the name of the program and the philosophy behind it. Understand the expectations we have of your child, and understand the expectations you have of yourself and we have of you as a parent. The Sri Sathya Sai Global Council Center is a spiritual organization which is a part of Sri Sathya Sai Global Council. The Sai organization, Baba says, was started to enable man to lead an ideal life and bring about transformation in society. Membership is free and is open to people of all races, religions, and cultures. The center is based on the teachings of Sri Sathya Sai Baba and conducts spiritual meetings for everybody. The ultimate goal of the Sai Center is self-transformation through the practice of love and selfless service. The philosophy is that when one transforms himself or herself, there's transformation in the family, there's transformation in society, and thereby a transformation in the world. The meeting place of the Sri Sathya Sai Global Council Center usually has three wings. There's the service wing, an education wing, and a devotion wing. Activities are offered in all three. In some centers where there are no children, you may not have the education wing. The SSSE program, the Sri Sathya Sai Educare program, happens in the education wing of the center. Bal Vikas was what it was actually called in the 1960s. Bal is a Sanskrit word for child, and Vikas is a Sanskrit word for blossom. Bal Vikas, or SSSE, Baba said in 1979, is the primary basis for the great movements to restore righteousness or dharma in the world. The ideal is to raise a generation of boys and girls who have a clean and clear conscience. The SSSE program is sustained by the cooperative efforts of a whole group of people: your SSSE teacher, the Center Education Coordinator, the National Education Coordinator, all the members of the center, and most importantly, you parents. It takes all of us to raise our children. So what does the term educare mean? Educare is a term used by Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. He defines it in the following terms. The word educare means to bring out what is within. Human values, namely Satya, Dharma, Shanti, Prema, and AHIMSA, that is truth, righteousness, peace, love, and non-violence, are hidden in every human being. One cannot acquire them from outside. They have to be elicited from within. To bring out means to translate them into action. He said this on September 26, 2000. So what is the meaning of this? It means that the child is pure and spiritual from within. Children are inherently pure. They encase in themselves all these five human values of truth, righteousness, peace, love, and nonviolence. And tapping into those innate qualities allows for the child to blossom. So look at this logo. It has a beautiful lotus blossoming. Lotus grows in muck or in a swamp, much like our world. It has both good and bad in it. But irrespective or unmindful to that dirt, the lotus doesn't allow anything to stick to it. It just blossoms. Similarly, our children that are growing up in this world, when their inherent human qualities are nurtured, they blossom the divinity that is within them, and hence the subtitle, Blossoming the Divinity Within. So, SSSE is educare, and our children go to school for education. Both of them are really, really important in our lives. And if you look at this particular page, it tells you the difference between the two. Education caters to and feeds the intellect. Educare feeds the heart. Education promotes competition. Educare promotes cooperation. Education focuses outward to the world, and educare focuses inward for reflection. Education answers the what, and Educare answers the why. Education deals with the world of matter, and Educare deals with the world of energy. Much like the famous physicist Victor Weisskopf said, human existence is based upon two pillars: knowledge and compassion. Here, knowledge is education and compassion is Educare. He said compassion without knowledge is ineffective. Knowledge without compassion is inhuman. So why start so young? Why is it essential to build strong character at such a tender age? Why cannot we wait till we are 50, 60, 70 years old? In 1975, Baba said, "Your life is like a seed. You must nurture the seed of life into a tree and make efforts to relish the fruits of bliss and happiness that the tree bears. If the plant in its tender age were to become crooked and get a curved shape, the whole tree too will be crooked." So starting young allows our children to develop good habits, good tendencies, good character. And the sooner we begin, the more solidified these habits can become. The heart of the program is the philosophy that every child is inherently good, like we saw, and that this goodness needs to be nurtured through the 5 human values. The first value is Satya, or truth, that is the bedrock of this program. Baba says truth is God, and it is something that sustains this universe. It is all pervasive when children are taught to speak the truth. The second bedrock value of this program is right action, or dharma. Dharma is the unity and the purity of thought, word, and deed. It is to do the right thing as a family member, as a member of the community, and a member of the world. The third value is that of peace, or Shanti. Shanti, or peace, is an individual's nature. That is who we are. And when there is equanimity in our minds, then there is peace, or Shanti. The fourth bedrock value of this program is love, or PREMA. Every human being's true nature is love, says Baba. He says love in thought is truth. Love in action is right action. Love in feeling is peace. Love in understanding is nonviolence. And love is selfless. Nonviolence, or AHIMSA, is the fifth bedrock human value of the program, and it truly means not causing harm to anyone with your words, with your vision, or hearing. Nonviolence shines, Baba says, as an undercurrent of the remaining 4 values. That which is violent cannot be truth, right action, love, or peace. And as you may note, these 5 human values are so important for our own lives and for the world, for the welfare of the world. The 2 main principles that this program rests on is the fact that God exists, you can call him by any name, and that man is divine. These are the 2 foundational principles of every class your child will attend. But this class is not possible without you. Look at this 3-legged stool. The first leg is you, the parent. The second is the child, and the third is the guru, or the teacher. Now, just the 3 legs alone doesn't make a stool, a stool where you can actually use it. To be able to use it, you need a seat to sit on, and love is the value that connects all of us. But that love really has no value if it is not connected to the legs with the screws of faith. So we all must have faith in these human values, that these values work, and they are the answer to life's problems. They are the answer to the well-being of our children, of our families. And once we have that faith in God, then this stool is perfectly usable. This program will work like a charm. So what will be taught? All lessons will fundamentally revolve around these spiritual concepts. These are the main concepts, and many more will be taught along with this, but these are, consider them bedrock concepts and values. Unity of faiths. The fact that all faiths, no matter which faith you belong to, all lead to the same path, all lead to the same goal. So if you are a Hindu, by attending this program and a Sai Center, you become a better Hindu. If you're a Christian, you become a better Christian. If you're a Buddhist, you become a better Buddhist. The program believes in unity and diversity, brotherhood of man and fatherhood of God, sealing on desires where children are taught not to waste time, energy, money, food. They will learn about the life of Sathya Sai Baba. They will develop a love for God and learn about the 5 Ds: duty, devotion, discipline, discernment, and dedication. Now that we know what your child will learn, your child is going to belong in one of these groups. So children come in different ages. The program caters to children between grade 1 and grade 12. So we divided them into 4 groups. Your center may have all the 4 groups if they have enough children, or they may not. So group 1 will take in children from grades 1, 2, and 3. Group 2 is for children in grades 4, 5, 6. Group 3 is for children in grades 7, 8, 9, and Group 4 is for children in grades 10, 11, and 12. Now, this is not like school where you start grade 1, go to grade 2, move up to grade 3, move up to grade 4. That is why it's in a circle. It's a spiritual cycle and a circle. Your child belongs in a certain group not because he or she is smarter than others. It's just because they're older. All these spiritual concepts we talked about in the previous slides are all covered in rotation in all these groups. So every single time your child hears about them, they develop a new understanding of them because they have evolved and grown and matured in their lives. Now, these 4 groups are offered in a Sai Center. And if you look at this picture, the entire Sai Center rests in the context of your home. Your house, whatever is learned in these classes needs to be practiced at home. So none of them are mutually exclusive of each other. We all are interdependent, and values can be practiced whether you're in a Sai Center or out of the Sai Center, whether in your home, you're in your school, it doesn't matter. Human values are human values. So these are the 4 groups offered for your child. So in class, this is what happens. The duration of a class can be anywhere from an hour to 1 hour 15 minutes. They meet once a week. Your coordinator will tell you what day of the week the classes meet at your center. And every week the guru comes prepared with a lesson that will be based on the child's interest or need, and it is anchored in a spiritual principle and in one of the values. It'll be delivered using one or many of these techniques so that every child's learning style is met. There will be prayers, story, group activities, group singing, meditation, quotes and affirmation, and most importantly, a life application. None of these values work if they are not practiced. Practice is one of the most important requirements of this program. Just like you cannot swim by just reading a book about swimming, you have to get in the water and swim. All these values need practice. So every class will have a life application. And love and discipline share a very unique relationship in a Sai Center because they are ways to foster the self-reliance in a child, the self-confidence in a child. And girls and boys will be seated separately in every class. In groups 3 and 4, provided there is enough rooms, there are enough teachers, and there are enough students, the boys and girls may have separate classes in group 3 and 4. Sometimes you may not have enough children and you may have more number of rooms, then you cannot separate them. because there's no point in having a class for one girl and one boy separately. So we need enough rooms, enough teachers, enough children for it to work. There are other opportunities for the blossoming of your child in a Sai Center. There will be public speaking opportunities, devotional singing opportunities where they can sing bhajans, songs, hymns. There will be service activities to participate in. They can take part in plays and skits. Can play instruments that they're learning outside of the program. Maybe they're learning an instrument at school. All these activities and many more, this is not an exhaustive list, allows a child to become more self-confident. And how much you gain from the center depends on your participation in the center. It is available for everybody in your family. Your child's commitment is to come to class on time regularly, but remember they can't come on time if you don't bring them on time, because pretty much most of our students cannot drive. So dress appropriately. Remind your child that it is a spiritual place. Just like when we go to a wedding, we are dressed appropriately for the occasion. The same thing when we visit a spiritual place or a place of worship. Boys, it is recommended for them to wear full pants, khakis or whites with the white shirt and white pants, or white pants. Girls in Indian outfits like a salwar kameez or dupatta, nothing tight. Western clothing is fine. They must not be tight. They must cover the complete body. And girls are expected to cover their shoulders with a scarf or a dupatta. No shorts, no t-shirts, tank tops, blue jeans, torn jeans, low-waisted jeans. Again, it is all about discipline and self-control. And this is why we start really young, to remind our children we're going to class, there's a certain expectation, and you dress accordingly. Groom yourself before you come to class without looking like you rolled out of bed. Another good habit to develop in life. It just doesn't show up when you're 20 if you haven't been practicing it all your life. To dress well. If the class is online, sit in front of the camera. Keep the camera on without running around, without texting, without misusing the chat box, and basically showing respect and etiquette for the teacher. These are basic courtesies children must extend, and this is the time to begin that training. Your commitment as a parent, again, is to realize that this program is designed for your child in your child's best interest, and it's free. You don't have to pay money for it. The entire center's activities are there to benefit your family. So it's very important that you bring your child regularly to class and participate in the activities of a center. Their attendance is dependent on your willingness and grit to bring them. It's a beautiful opportunity to teach our children that when we undertake something, when we sign up for something, we need to give it our all. Whatever it is, if we choose to come to SSSE, then we teach our children to come on time and give it our best. We sign up our child for tennis lessons, we teach them to come to class on time and give it their best. Whatever you do, you give your best. Your involvement at home is key. Your child attends this class 1 hour a week, and it's important to reinforce what they have learned at home. Ask them what they have learned. Your child's gurus will be in touch with you and tell you what went on in class, and stay in touch with the teacher and ask them what happened. This is a little story I want to share with you. A man sowed seeds of some fern and some bamboo. The fern started sprouting right away, and all the ferns became little shrubs and bushes. The bamboo seeds never came for a long time. Just when the man was giving up hope, the bamboo sprouted. And it grew really tall. And no matter what happened, the bamboo stood tall. And I want you to remember that your child in this program will be like the bamboo. You will see growth and changes and shades of changes and transformations slowly. All along, when the bamboo did not sprout, it was growing its roots and strengthening its roots. Know that your child is strengthening his or her roots and foundation right now. It'll take time, but you have to give it that time because your child is coming to these classes only once a week for an hour. So essentially 4 hours in a month that has 4 classes. So when you commit yourself and you involve yourself and you bring your child and you participate, then everybody benefits. And your child, no matter what happens in life, no matter how strong the winds are, what storm happens up on top, the roots are going to keep the tree nice and tall because the internal God positioning system is being worked on. Remember that very first picture you saw, slide you saw, where Baba says the goal is to develop a person with a clean and clear conscience. For that conscience to be developed, it takes time. So give it the gift and grace of time. I want to end with this prayer that we can all say as parents. Heavenly Father, make me a better parent. Teach me to understand my children, to listen patiently to what they have to say and to answer all their questions kindly. Keep me from interrupting them or contradicting them. Make me as courteous to them as I would have them be to me. Forbid that I should ever laugh at their mistakes or resort to shame or ridicule if they displease me. Bless me with the bigness to grant them all their reasonable requests and the courage to deny them their privileges that I know will do them harm. Make me fair and just and kind, and fit me, O Lord, to be loved and respected and imitated by my children. Amen. That is an overall picture of what the Sri Sathya Sai Educare program is. More information about the center that you are in will be given by your education coordinator. They will tell you where the classes happen, when it happens, who the teachers are, and give you details that you need to make this program a success. Wishing you all the best. Stay healthy, stay well. Jai Sai Ram.